Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office. It is Friday morning. It's now the third day of October 2025, and this is the morning briefing. Been an interesting 24 hours. Yesterday, a really good rain for many areas, especially in the morning. And there is still some rain out there this morning in some areas, but not outside the home weather office. Let me show you what it looks like from here. At the home weather office, there's even a little bit of blue sky, but a lot of clouds, but everything is quiet and drying out. But that is certainly not the case everywhere. I'll show you the radar. Let's go ahead and take this full screen, see how this looks. As you can see, Sacramento County, dry. That's a bunch of ground clutter, a couple of sprinkles coming down through Yolo County, but that's some real rain around Lincoln and into Auburn. As well as around Grass Valley, pretty soggy here, as well as around Nevada City. And then coming down to the south, we also have some rain still going through El Dorado County, making its way up Highway 50, Amador County. But notice how all this is moving into the higher terrain. And that's where we'll see that activity through the day. And then this is also going to be an interesting area for the rest of the morning. I want you to notice the motion here. All right, look at, you see the precip moving this way from north to south. Here, everything is going from the southwest to the northeast, or maybe just kind of west to east. It's all pivoting around a low that's right here. So if you look up here, you can see everything dropping down from the north. And then here, everything's just kind of pivoting around this low that's spinning around right in here. So that's the radar. Let's take a look at how much rain we have seen. Let me see if I can frame this up maybe a little bit better. So this is the last 24 hours. And boy, some areas saw a good amount of rain and other areas not so much. For downtown Sacramento, there was about a half an inch. Stockton saw pushing on close to a half an inch. Most of that happened yesterday morning. But then this was the area that saw some really steady rain for a while yesterday. Downtown Sacramento only saw about a quarter to a half an inch, but you didn't have to go very far to the east where the totals went over an inch, like around Roseville, up toward Lincoln. Placerville saw an inch and a third. And then this is Interstate 80 right here. And you can see a lot of areas here over an inch and a half. And then some areas into parts of Yuba County around 2 inches of rain. A really interesting day and a good soaking day. You know, I've talked about how that this rain wouldn't do much for us in terms of fire season. Well, I'll tell you, these areas like in El Dorado County, boy, that's a good amount of rain. I was thinking that many areas that in the valley that we're seeing a quarter of an inch of rain or less, or like we've seen here in Napa County in the last 24 hours or Yolo County, that isn't enough to really tamp things down. But this, you get an inch and a half of rain, that's going to be pretty good for you. All right, let's take a look at the big picture this morning. So here's that low spinning around that I showed you on the radar. And here it is this morning, digging to the east. And as it does so, look at the flow turning from the north tonight and during the day tomorrow. And that's how everything gets shut down. That means that while the weekend will be cooler than average, this is a dry flow. Big ridge is well off the coast. And we stay dry, even though we have this troughiness around. But because we have this offshore flow, that's dry. So there's no moisture here. It's dry. But that'll keep temperatures from getting too warm. And then we get out into fantasy land. And I've seen some speculate. This is the 10th. And the 10th is going to be an interesting time to watch. There's going to be a tropical system coming up off of Mexico, and some people are speculating, oh, we've got a trough here, and we've got a tropical storm here, and oh, it's going to be catastrophic. And the models just aren't showing much of that. But that's all something around the 10th that we'll deal with in a week or so. So let's get to the shorter term and talk about what's going to happen in terms of precipitation today. This is the HRRR. And I'll tell you, boy, the HRRR and the NAM yesterday just did not do very well. I talked about that yesterday, and man, that was a big swing and a miss. And even this morning, let me make sure I have the right one model pulled up here. That's the 14Z. I'm going to go back to the 12Z. All right. So the 12Z looks like it's initialized relatively well compared to yesterday. Kind of looks like what I just showed you on the radar. And this shows everything drying up. This is around 18Z. This is around 11 o'clock in the morning. And you see how everything dries up except on the west slope, where we continue to see showers, and then everything dries up. So this is the regional view. I'm going to switch, and this is one thing that I do like about this this model site, is that I can go to a closer view, and I know that this excludes many areas. And that's, back when I was doing TV, they always wanted me to look not always, but they were encouraging us to look at the radar from down to street view. Oh, can you show street view on radar? And sometimes that was helpful for like a thunderstorm, but I was always thinking that the closer in I get, there's more areas that I exclude. So, if I was zooming in on a thunderstorm in Roseville, people in Stockton are going, well, you're not showing my area. So anyway, I digress. So this is a closer view showing the same thing, and this gives you a better idea of how those showers are forecast to dissipate as we go through the morning. And then into the afternoon, a couple of little showers pop up, but it looks as though they're going to be above Highway 49. This is at 5 p.m. You can see that right here. I hope you can see that right here. The time's up here. Yeah, I think for some it may get cut off. Still working on the framing here. And then as we head into tonight and tomorrow, everything dries up. It's also relatively cool. Let's take a look at the temperature forecast. See if this will help me. Here we go. Just scoot this up a little bit. Okay. So let's get to this afternoon. This is 4 p.m. Temperatures in the valley, low 70s. Comfortable? Sure. But, the average high is still around 84, 85 degrees. So, and then in the foothills, temperatures only in the low 60s because the clouds will hang out longer in the foothills. And in the Sierra, temperatures only in the 30s. And you get into the Tahoe Basin, only mid 40s. So again, this is this afternoon. And then tonight, I have a feeling it's going to be kind of chilly tonight as the skies clear out. Let's go through tonight, see how cool it's going to be tomorrow morning. Let's go to 7 a.m. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Temperatures down in the low to mid 50s. Along Highway 49, also right around 50 degrees. And in the Tahoe Basin, well, it shows Tahoe 40s, but you go off the lake and it's in the 30s. Isn't that interesting how this is a forecast model showing temperatures and you can see Lake Tahoe? So it's showing that it's 47 degrees over the lake, but if you go off the lake, temperatures in the 30s. So if you're up around Truckee, mid 30s, I would think the Truckee itself would be even colder than that. And then during the day tomorrow, let's go into our day on Saturday. See how much warmer it gets tomorrow afternoon. This is 2 p.m., 3 p.m. And yeah, a much warmer day tomorrow with temperatures getting back to the low 80s, which is still a little bit cooler than average, but a very comfortable day. And it should be a nice day throughout. Okay, I talked about this trough out here and that tropical system. Let's back up and then I'll go out to the 10th. So again, I see stuff on my feed. I'm not sure what sort of weather feeds all of you guys get, but so I've seen people speculate, okay, we've got a low here, nice big trough, and we've got a tropical storm here. And they're putting 2 and 2 together and, well, they're coming up with good headlines, but they're not necessarily getting 2 and 2 plus equals 4. So let's go to the GFS. And let's go to, we can go to national. And we'll go to precipitation type. Okay. So this is the, let's see, go to the go to the 6Z because the 12Z isn't all the way in just yet. All right. So what we're going to be paying attention to is what goes on down in here. And I may have to shift the map occasionally just to make sure everything gets in frame while my time bar is up here. Okay, as you can see, this is getting into next week. We are dry. This is Thursday of next week. We're really looking at the time around the 10th and the 11th. So here is Friday the 10th. And this is the 6Z run. And that tropical system is way down here. The big trough is out here, so nothing's going on yet. Come on. And yeah, nothing really happens. So yeah, in case you're seeing, only reason I'm bringing that up is just in case you're seeing headlines. You know, I follow probably too many people on on various social media platforms that do weather stuff, and again, they're looking at things a week or so out and thinking that we may see something catastrophic in Southern California. And right now, the models really aren't supporting that. And we'll keep an eye on that because, I mean, you know, we have seen cases where tropical moisture comes up to the south and brings us some nice rain, but they're taking it to the next level. Like, you know, it's going to be really, really bad. But that's not the case right now. So today, clearing, still hanging on to some showers in the foothills, but all of that will be clearing out. It'll be clearing and cool tonight. Tomorrow looks like a warmer day after that cool morning. And all in all, the weekend looks great. Anything you have planned outdoors, I know Aftershocks going on. There's all sorts of events going on outdoors this weekend, and it should be okay. That's everything I have for you on this Friday morning. Make it a great day. Make it a great weekend. I'll talk with you later.